Hello, and thank you for joining me again. And if you are new to my channel, please check out my previous videos where you will find important information on how to be your most authentic self and begin knowing that you are working towards being an optimist and really being a practical optimist in an approach to life that combines a positive outlook with realistic expectations and actionable steps, and involves acknowledging our strengths as well as our limitations as we look to help you to most effectively problem solve. So today the video is about problem solving effectively. My name is Alina Gastesi-de, and I am a life and relationship coach with close to 30 years of experience helping individuals, families, and couples find their ways to live a fuller, more rewarding life and an authentic closeness in their relationships. I'd like to teach you these strategies through my YouTube videos. If you like this video and want to see more, please ring the bell and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when I post another video. So let's begin by moving toward action. So far we figured out that we need a purpose and emotional regulation, and will really help us as we implement the purpose, but there's going to be problems. No matter how much we plan or no matter how much we try, problems will exist. Problem solving is how we regulate our emotions and then act when confronted with reality. Emotional recognition is essential to emotional regulation. We must recognize what emotion we are feeling. In problem solving, this allows us to pause so we can check in with how we're feeling, pay attention to what we're thinking, and rationally assess the situation so that we can respond, not simply react. The goal here is not to just manage your stress and survive, but to use your emotional wisdom to thrive. Let's talk about the 5 R's of emotional regulation and real-world problem solving, as well as 4 guidelines for problem solving with others. If you are struggling with significant life challenges, I hope this video provides you with some useful options. I want you to know that I am aware that most of us engage in some form of problem avoidance, and at times we get stuck in worrying about obstacles, often without analyzing things objectively. It may help us because we think that worrying accomplishes something, but we're all doing this avoiding uncomfortable feeling thing, which can help, but it can hurt. It can cause physical and mental symptoms. Let's talk about how practical optimists problem solve. So the 5 R's can help again. Number 1, reassess. Creating flexibility are hallmarks of assessing problem solving. When we reassess, we choose carefully how, what, where, when, and why we engage in a situation, and look for creative ways to modify it rather than defaulting to avoid, unless of course the situation is toxic or abusive. What really sets effective problem solving apart is that they have expectations of a positive outcome due to their role as agents of change in their own life. So many times, what gets in our way of problem solving is our own thinking. That is often a cognitive distortion, which is an unsupported negative thought or bias that may take us more likely to engage in automatic responses, emotionally or behaviorally. Ultimately, seek to confirm a distorted belief about ourselves or others. Cognitive distortions, although they are automatic, often reflect and are rooted in negative core beliefs about our own self-worth and our future. You can identify these beliefs by the following words: always, never, forever, must, should, what if, and so on. These absolutes include all or nothing thinking, emotional reasoning, these should statements, and what ifs. They are the inner voice saying, you'll never be a good partner, I should be more successful, or I always mess up, and are linked to core, deep beliefs such as, I'm going to be alone forever, or there's something wrong with me, or I'm good at nothing, I'm stupid. So once we practice catching ourselves with these types of absolutes and self-defeating self-talk, we can begin to look at how we solve problems. With practice, we can catch ourselves and challenge these thoughts before they grab the wheel and steer you into unproductive actions. One of those practices is to pause when you're hearing these terrible things coming into your head. You can swap the different thought process, for example, saying, what's the evidence for my assumptions? I need more information before deciding. Remember, you can set inner boundaries around how invested you get in situations. Number 2, refuel. Our cup must be filled before we can pour from it. When was the last time you refueled yours? Take stock of your physical and emotional reserves. Are you getting a good and consistent sleep, nutrition, affection, relaxation? Have you been engaging in activities or using substances that deplete you? Refueling puts you in a better position to handle what's coming your way. Emotional refueling happens with children when they are describing how children often return to their mothers or other caregivers for comfort, soothing touch, rest, and reassurance. As adults, we need refueling practices as well. Traditions that your family have put together are often refueling and reconnecting. Recreating family recipes. It can be as simple as lighting scented candles, having cozy blankets at hand, or filling your home, with photos of good memories. Some people unwind with music, art, or dance. Others go gardening, exercise, reading, writing, tai chi, or yoga. Number 3, request input. We can't solve problems effectively without accurate information. So one way of containing accurate information is through seeking support, which promotes problem solving, because emotional regulation is harder when we feel alone with painful emotions, when we feel alone with the problem. Please consider the following. Would venting to someone make me feel better? Is there anyone I could talk to for help and advice? Either way, find the time that is right for the other person to talk. Whether they have the bandwidth to do so is also very important to establish. Don't forget to thank them for their time and attention. Sometimes a coach can provide an objective ear. Number 4, remind. It helps to remind yourself of your skills, abilities, and past challenges that you've met. Bring to your mind the qualities that have enabled you to navigate other life challenges. And finally, number 5, reappraise. When a situation can't be changed, then we need to change our relationship to it. Reappraisal focuses on framing a situation in terms of positive potentials and its opportunities in obstacles. While reappraisal is not always easy, it's worth practicing as one of the more effective methods of emotional regulation. Winston Churchill once said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." With reappraisal, rejection can be reframed as redirection. Emotional regulation and reappraisal help us reconsider how we can interact in situations and people to meet our needs with respect and within reason. Now let's talk about problem solving with others effectively. Any long-term relationships have conflicts. It's being able to navigate and resolve the conflict without creating scar tissue. That's the key. Often impasses with couples happen because they know only two possible solutions to their issue: my way or yours. The really emotional regulation strategies help you move from you or me to we. Here are the principles. Number 1, step out of the box. If a method hasn't worked, it's not a solution. Number 2, make it collaborative. Make it collaborative and inclusive to each other's opinion without negative comments, being open to your partner's influence. That will go a very long way in finding an amicable solution between the two of you. And number 3 is to resist criticism. Avoid language that blames, name calls, or character assassinates your partner. If you must, call out the negative behavior you want to change and focus on the positive behavior you want to gain. So let's remember, we miss 100% of the shots we don't take. This was a famous quote by Wayne Gretzky, a legendary hockey player. Effective problem solving isn't just handling external obstacles. It's about recognizing the inner dynamics that help us. Emotions direct our behavior. We can be life-saving or life-limiting. When life challenges you, reflect on what your emotions are trying to tell you. Then look at all the tools you have to address them productively as part of problem solving. Remember to shift your perspective to a positive difference in your world, and it will set you on a path to maximizing your life. Thank you for joining me today.